Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So today on the news, all I heard during my drive back to Phoenix was that a lot of people in France are upset about the retirement age being raised from 62 to 64. Now, rightfully so. That is a cut, no matter how you cut it. But there is another retirement cut that everybody seems to voluntarily do, and nobody seems to be upset about it. They poison themselves with conventional junk food. They poison themselves with unhealthy relationships, so that by the time they're 62 years old, their body is really 80 or 90 years old. So they're really retiring at 80 or 90, no matter how you cut it. And they're having less time to save for retirement. And nobody seems to be upset about that. In fact, they voluntarily cut their own retirement. Not only that, but they also spend a lot of money to do it. Like, you drink a soda every day, it costs you what? Some amount of money, of course. You eat fast food every day, Starbucks every day. You get yourself into an unhealthy relationship. You waste a lot of money doing that. And then not only is that money that you could have put into your retirement account, but it's also forcing you to retire at a much later date on your body, right? Not chronologically, but on your body at least, right? And yet people will voluntarily do that. That's like putting money into your retirement account, into an asset that later on has a negative value, right? Imagine putting oil into your retirement account in 2016 and trying to retire in 2020, right? That's what you do when you eat junk food, right? That really is, no matter how you cut it. I want to compare a few stories to illustrate this idea and bring it back home. So as you guys know, I've been abstaining from masturbating. Today is day... I lost count already. That's how long it's been. 9 or 10. I gotta take a look. But let's talk about a few people I used to fantasize about when I masturbated. I believe the person I fantasized the most sessions that I've ever done, was probably Polish Idol winner Alicia Janazi. She won Polish Idol Season 1. She was on World Idol with Kelly Clarkson, and for a long time, I fantasized about her, up until recently. In fact, up until 2 weeks ago, probably. And then she had, she was on Polish Idol 1. There was another girl on there, Ewelina Falenta. She got second place, and I fantasized about her a lot, too. And actually, I haven't fantasized about Ewelina Falenta for 2 years now, out of respect to her, because we are Facebook friends now. And so I keep her off limits now, because out of respect. Now here's the thing, 2 years ago when I was fantasizing about both of them, see, when I fantasized about Alicia Janazi, I never watched any of her recent photos or videos. I could only fantasize about the 17-year-old her from World Idol 1. Now Ewelina Falenta was a different story. I fantasized about her as she aged, well, not aged bodily, but aged chronologically, up until 2 years ago at least. And why do you think that is? I think part of a large part of it is that she doesn't get herself involved in relationships, and who knows how many guys Alicia Janazi dated before she found the right guy. And even though she's in a somewhat happy relationship, I would hope, anytime two people are involved, there's always going to be conflict, right? Okay, let's compare that to one of their distant ancestors, Mary Curry. Now, Mary Curry, despite being exposed to all that radiation, still lived to be 64 years old, which is probably not that far from the life expectancy of that time, right? Especially in Poland. Now, why is that? I suspect, well, first of all, she didn't have access to the kind of poison that Alicia Janazi and Ewelina Falenta have, right? High fructose corn syrup, monosodium glutamate, trans fat, prescription drugs, right? COVID vaccines. She definitely didn't have access to any of that. And second, she spent the better part of her life without a toxic relationship. At any time two people are involved, there's always going to be some conflict, right? Whether or not you think they're in a happy relationship. I tutor chemistry, and one of the students was studying about the different elements, and he asked me, you know, Mary Curry, by the time she was 40 years old, she could have remarried anybody she wanted to. Why didn't she? And I remarked she kind of did, and that was that, right? She had a very happy life for the last 24 years of her life. Anyways, as bad as the French retirement cut is, a lot of Americans are cutting their own retirements voluntarily, and nobody seems to be protesting about that. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.